Can we start?
Well, finally, we've just been released from illegal, unjust, unwarranted, and inhuman detention by the Bola Ahmed Tinubu regime, orchestrated by his illegal IGP, Kayode Egbetokun. And we are heading home. Hopefully. In fact, I was supposed to be heading to Lagos for a protest for tomorrow. But we are still checking on the flight, if there's any flight
But
tonight.
have you seen the warning from the Lagos State government?
They can warn themselves, they can't warn me. You can't warn me about my rights.
Yes.
They are the ones who have to warn themselves about their responsibilities. So it wasn't going to stop me. It is not the first time people who are paid to protect have become very likely responsible and warning people not to exercise their rights. So you can't warn me about my rights.
Okay, now in the build up to the protest, the police had actually issued a warning and they said it contravened that warning by entering into the restricted zone, which was why the lawyer of Nnamdi Kanu was also arrested.
The lawyer of Nnamdi Kanu is here. But before he speaks, I'm not a lawyer. But what I know is that if a court gives an order and there's a contravention of that order, you go back to the same court to complain to the judge. It's not the job of police to take it upon itself to be enforcing court orders that it had interest in. But even if they don't have interest in it, there was a court order issued by a judge saying don't go to certain areas. If you want to review the order, you go back to the court. If you want to complain that the orders were violated, you go back to the court. Absolutely. So the police, being an irresponsible organization in Nigeria, took laws into its hand. And I can guarantee you that those court orders were never served on us. If you look at the Schedule 3 of the court order, it says serve them by Friday. So no court order was served on us. But assuming it was served on us, even our courts understand that there are certain areas or boundaries we cannot cross when it comes to fundamental human rights.
Okay, it's been alleged that the reason why you spent a long time in detention was because you called Egbetokun a useless IGP.
No, is it not useless? Yeah.
Well, it's not a lie.
Okay, so what's your word to, in terms of the justice system, seeing what played out when you were beaten and manhandled in the court?
It's not the first time they will do that. You must have seen a plethora of police attacks on me. Since 1992, some of the police who attacked me had to fight for their retirement benefits a few weeks ago. So it's to also tell the police that are doing it now that they will soon meet their Waterloo. There's no question about that. But most importantly, our goal is to fix the country. We can't be going after small issues, including individuals. The country we want to fix, that's what is on our plate, not this individual police. I cannot be banding words, for instance, with the police PRO, who I know doesn't know his left from his right. I can't be banding words with the IGP, who I know is no longer in the police force. And you cannot be IGP if you are not in the police force. And they understand it. That's why they lose their mind. So I have been through about 7 presidents in my lifetime since probably more now, since 1992. Several police IGPs, and some of them I've had to help in the course of. Some of them I had to assist where they were even still serving.
Yes.
So these are not issues that bothers me a lot. Anybody who is doing what we do knows that your second vacation home is prison.
100%.
The service chiefs, I need you to comment on that.
The service chiefs, let me tell you, I was the first to complain about that one who said he wanted to fence Nigeria, Musa. That one doesn't know his left from his right, but he's still even better than Egbetokun. Egbetokun should have been fired if Tinubu were to be serious. But, I'm not an advisor to the president, and I particularly don't care what Tinubu does with his illegitimate regime, honestly. So
Barrister Aloy, please, we would like you to share your experience, considering the fact that we're actually living in denial, thinking you'll be released on the day you were arrested. And what has this experience actually taught you?
Well, this experience is traumatic. Quite speaking honestly, it's traumatic for me. It's traumatic for my colleagues, everybody. If you say it isn't, then you are in denial. Traumatic in the sense of the manner of the arrest. It was very brutal, too confrontational. People who were cooperating with the police were being shoved around, being beaten up. Some of them sustained injuries. Tear gas canisters were deployed directly at most of us. Two had impact on me, and in fact, if we didn't have strong lungs, some of us would have given up the ghost on the spot. I don't think that type of brutality has a place in a well-ordered modern society. This is the type of thing that we need to do away with in Nigeria. Even at the police headquarters, CID Gariki command, they deployed canisters, several canisters of tear gas just to get us to bundle us into vehicles that will take us to abattoir. He didn't need to do that because we were already under your control. So that's something that is abhorrible and should be condemned by all and sundry. It is not good, it's unlawful, it's brigandage, and it is executive rascality in high places.
While you were in detention, Nnamdi Kanu actually let go of his defense team. Now, we are starting to hear that he's saying there's no case submission. What is your take? Considering the fact that, okay, you are also among those defending, and this even led you to be sent to the
Where the protest was directed, let me make this clear, the protest was directed against the presidency, not against the judiciary. You know, there are things that come first. If the presidency or the executive branch of government does not put you up for trial, no court has the authority to initiate prosecution against you. So it's a question of where to place the blame. I've noticed a lot of understanding as if we are protesting against the court. No, the court didn't initiate it. The presidency did. The attorney general did. So if the presidency or the executive branch says Nnamdi Kanu's case should no longer be prosecuted, the court will have nothing to try. Exactly. This is our point. So those people saying, Nnamdi Kanu is on trial and we are interfering with judiciary, contempt of court, blah, blah, blah. No, come on. That's complete misunderstanding of the situation. Yes. It is Tinubu we wanted to talk to. You don't have any business prosecuting a man that has done nothing wrong. Yes. And a man you brought into the country under situation that offended humanity, international law, and even Nigerian law. Yes. You don't have a business putting him up for trial. So withdraw. Under Section 174, I think, of the Constitution, he can direct the Attorney General to do a nolle prosequi. It was done for Sowore here, right? It was done. It has been done in history for a whole lot of people. If the presidency or the executive branch or the attorney general can say we are no longer interested in the case, and that's the end of it. That was the purpose of the protest.
Yes. And I was the organizer, by the way.
He initiated it.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Kingdom. In all of this drama that played out, I think about 5 days back till now, what's your own stance?
Well, my own arrest, is so traumatic. My own is a situation where the IG himself has become the chief terrorist of the Federation. And, they say power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Because his regime was illegally, the Police Act was illegally amended, and to have him as an absolute IG, that is why you see him exercising absolute power. So I was arrested while I was addressing the media. I was live on News Central and Arise Television and a couple of other, media organizations. And I was addressing the media with respect to the protest and the reason why in Nigeria I think that there should be justice for all of us, all Nigerians, no matter where you come from, whether you are Igbo man, you are Yoruba man, you are Hausa man, and was very vocal, and I was very point blank to say that Nnamdi Kanu was being held because he's an Igbo man. And I gave instances of where the former governor of Kaduna State accused the National Security Advisor that he is the one paying bandits, supplying them drugs, paying them salary. I mean, Malamunu Hurubado. And nobody has said anything reasonable about it. So I was vocal to tell the powers that be in Nigeria to stop this politics of insecurity and politics of security, and to stop victimizing people from the southeast of Nigeria. Because you are an Igbo man, you are so vulnerable. So I was addressing the press when I was picked up, and of course that was in Otako. The order given by the court was the purported order was that protesters shouldn't get to National Assembly 3-arm zone. I was picked up at Otako while addressing the press. So I want to know, I'm asking you, gentlemen of the press, when did addressing the press constitute an offense in this country? That is what the illegal IG would tell me. Now that I'm out of this illegal, brutal detention, I will take him to court, to pay for damages, So when did addressing the press become an offense in this country? I was addressing gentlemen of the press with respect to the illegality, the unconstitutionality, the criminality going on in Nigeria. And I'm saying that in this country, every citizen should be treated equally, no matter where you come from. If you're an Igbo man, you should be treated as a Nigerian. That I refuse to live in a country where I will be subjected to second-class citizens, and I will always live by it. So the illegal IGP will still tell me in court when it becomes an offense, to address the press in this country. That was the only offense I committed.
This is the press. I want to say that I want to commend the judiciary. You see, on the last Friday, I told you people that we have completed the December. The magistrate was not here to be found. So it was discovered that the magistrate was actually ill. He's not supposed to sit on that Friday, but because of the nature of the application, and he was there. So when they needed to see the doctor, he rushed to see the doctor. So that's what actually happened. And I want to also encourage the judiciary. Please, you people should continue to be independent. Just like as we witnessed, all their efforts to make sure that the magistrate did not take the application for bail. He resisted it. That is what we are asking the judiciary to be doing. Are you getting what I'm saying? Now, if you now say that people should not protest, how do you want people to complain? Because protest is complain. And when people are protesting, I continue to say it, they are helping the government. When people are protesting, they are helping the government. It is helping the government to know that this is what we are supposed to do that we are not doing. And I also want to encourage the judiciary to do more, and also advise Nigerian police. Please, men, officers and men, most of police officers today are dying. Their children are useless because of what they committed when they're in active service. Don't allow people to be laying curses on you. You cannot just tear gas somebody that never committed anything against you. You cannot go and tear gas an old man and you want to be old. You cannot go and tear gas some persons and you have children. God will not allow your children to be useful to you. God will raise untimely death against them. Don't do that. Look at how people are crying because of you, Nigerian police. Even when they ask you to go and commit evil, must you do it? Tell them that you're not doing it. Even if when they ask you to do it, when they say go and throw the tear gas, can't you say no? You have the right to say no, I won't throw the tear gas. Highest they will do, they will discipline you. So please, I want to encourage Mr. President. You are the father of the nation. Your wife is the mother of the nation. You should be able to do the right thing. Irrespective of the fact that, yes, we are challenging, we may not support you. But when you are doing well, people will support you. You earn respect. So when people are not happy with you, if you like, use all the whole ammunitions in the United Nations, they will continue to agitate. They will continue to complain. So once again, I want to thank also the prison warders. They did a very good work.
So
and
what is the outcome of your meeting with Nnamdi Kanu in DSS facility?
Yes, Nnamdi Kanu, I went to see him. That was on Saturday. So he told me how he was attacked by the DSSS operative. I heard them saying so, and I don't know what happened in court today because you can see that since morning we have been here. So, and I asked him that he should draw attention of the court, let the court know what happened, so that the court will see the reason why we are saying that you should be sent to a correctional center. Because that's what they said, okay, how have you been preparing for your defense? He said that he has not even been able to because he is not in the right frame of mind. And moreover, that place is being bugged.
There are some things that he needed to do. Even the consultant, the people that he consulted, is not doing anything. So that is just the position with respect to Nnamdi. But I will see him tomorrow, being 28th on Tuesday.
Okay.
I will see him.
What next? This protest has ended and it has led to arrest and bail and all.
No, of course, you cannot. Where there is a wrong, there is a remedy. Like all the people that the police violated their right, they are going to file action against the police. Of course, this one is the criminal aspect of it. They have adjourned the matter till 15th day of December. Am I right? For hearing. So that does not mean that those people that violated their rights, they are going to take you on. Yeah. You are going to you said that you have an order restraining them from protesting in the central area, but you pick them at Otaku. I hear them say, what is the business that has to do with central area and Otaku? What does you using the live bullets? What does that supposed to mean? Throwing tear gas. Man, you can see the other guy that was the injured. I hear them saying somebody without that is armless, that is not violent. So it's very unfortunate. So that is it.
Thank you, sir.
It's my pleasure.
The man who said that he doesn't believe in one Nigeria in the year 1997 became the president of Nigeria in 2023. That is Nigeria for you. In 1997, he said he doesn't believe in one Nigeria. But in 2023, he stole the power to become the president of Nigeria. Why a man, another man who have said Nigerians have not been treated equally, there are certain parts that have not been treated like they are part of the country. If we cannot be one, let us go. That man has been in detention for years, being tried for different offenses. That is Nigeria for you. So for those of you that don't know, that's what I'm displaying above me there. That's the news of Bola Ahmed Tinubu on April 13, 1997, saying to this day newspaper that he doesn't believe in one Nigeria. He said that, and in 2023 he became the president and is acting exactly so. Meanwhile, watch this video.
They said we are one Nigeria, but let me ask, in which aspect? When the CBN governor is a Yoruba man, when the Chief Justice of Nigeria is a Yoruba woman, when the Chief of Army Staff is a Yoruba man, when the Inspector General of Police is a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Justice is a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Petroleum is Tinubu, a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Communication is a Yoruba man, when the Custom General is a Yoruba man, when the DSS Chairman is a Yoruba man, when the EFCC Chairman is a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Aviation is a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Interior is a Yoruba man, when the Chairman Internal Revenue Service is a Yoruba man, when the Railway Corporation is a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Power is a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Education is a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Finance is a Yoruba man, then how are we one Nigeria? How? Tell me how.
So have President Bola Ahmed Tinubu not indeed proven that he doesn't believe in one Nigeria? Of course he doesn't. You cannot tell me that he's not different from who he was in 1997. Never. If in 1997 he said he doesn't believe in one Nigeria, and in 2023 he bought the presidency to become the president, and he has acted one-sided. See, every president of Nigeria since APC took power have acted almost in this manner, but that of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been at the highest level. Yet Muhammadu Buhari was also, the Muhammadu Buhari's regime was also almost a northern government, but it was not up to this one. There were still one or two persons that were not an announcer man or a Fulani in Buhari's administration. I mean, I did heard, because somebody's going to tell me now that there are some persons that are not Yorubas. See, in every organization, in every major parastatal, the Yoruba heads it. You just saw it on that video, didn't you? So that is the Nigeria we have today. Meanwhile, somebody like Nnamdi Kanu, who is reacting to things like this, because the Igbo man has been denied access to presidency, right? So you cannot tell me now that when it was the turn of Igbo, they also selected Igbos to head. So they've never been given that chance. And in reaction to that, somebody like Kanu will say, okay, since we are not part of this country, or we are not accepted as part of this country, can we be allowed to go? Let my people go. And he's been arrested, detained, has been facing trials for that. Do we really have one Nigeria? Obviously, we don't have one Nigeria. And every day that passes, it is proving that we cannot have one Nigeria. But what hurts me the most is this. Those that have made it obviously clear, either in words or in action, are the people at the helm of affair dictating things. Are we going to survive from a country like that? How? So please, for those of you that are very strong supporters of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that will always come at me at any given opportunity, I hope you'll be able to defend this again. If he said this in 1997 and he's doing exactly what you've heard and seen on that video in 2023 to 2025 so far, did he actually believe in one Nigeria? And if he doesn't, how did such a man, how was he even allowed to buy the presidency? I leave that question for you to answer. Use the comment section. Insult I also entertain because I will respond adequately. I hate animals.
States, I bring to your notice what is happening in Ogun State under your governor, Governor Dapo Abiodun. Look at the condition of this road. This is Mopo Junction that connects to Ayotoro, to Lafenwa, and it connects them to Ayobo, Ipaja, Ogun State. Imagine over 100 of roads like this in Ogun State. I have come to show you that your governor is doing nothing. We voted for him, we campaigned for him, we voted for him, but he has this nonchalant attitude to the plight of the people. And the one that pains us most is that federal government is giving heavy allocation to the states. More than anything in the history of Nigeria, federal government is sending money to all the states. Imagine, you will be shocked to know that over 200 billion to 400 billion are being released by federal government to all the local governments in Nigeria every month. But yet, nothing is happening. Ogun State is collecting 3 times allocation of what he used to collect, but nothing is happening. He has spent 4 years, he has spent 2 years of second tenure, and from the governor's body language, it is sure that he's not going to do anything. Now, our president have cried. Tinubu is crying, and the man is doing everything so that the grassroots can feel the benefits of democracy. That was why he fought with his 36-day governor, so that local government can have autonomy, they can have financial independence. But the governor don't want it to happen, especially in Ogun State. We have been to other states. We have been to Oyo, we have been to Osun State, we have been to Ondo State. We have seen how they construct roads. We have been to Ekiti, but Ogun State is different. We don't know why. And don't forget, major churches in Nigeria, leading churches, their headquarters are in Ogun State. The first church in Nigeria was in Ogun State. Redeem headquarters, Ogun State. MFM headquarters, Ogun State. Winners headquarters, Ogun State. Government, Ogun State. But look at the state. This is not normal. That is why we are calling out our governor. We will not allow him to leave this state like this. You cannot spend 8 years and we cannot see the justification of the huge allocation that you are collecting every month. We will not allow Governor Abiodun to leave Ogun State like this. At least you must construct 60% of this road before you leave. And that's why we are giving him 2 months to start visible work on this road. If nothing is done by end of this year, by January next year, we are going to House of Assembly. We are going to petition the governor. We are going to EFCC office. We are going to petition the governor. We are going to ICPC office. We will petition him. And above all, we are going to report him to God. Viewers, we need your comments, we need your word, and we need your prayers. Because we are going around the state, you can imagine. The vehicle has stopped. They couldn't move again. They dare not move. Those ones are coming from Lagos, Yanakwaja, to Ogun State. They can't come in. Look at the one up here. They are stopped. They are stopped. Show them. Up there. They can't cross. They can't cross. Look at people standing. It has become a sight. This is wickedness. Wickedness. Wickedness of the Exodus. Ogun State will be better. Amen. And we go around Ogun State like this. And we're going to be showing you a bit. What is that? And we believe God that God now will use. He will take it and the war will start. Amen. My name remains Sowore, and I speak for the 70% population of Ogun State who are majorly Christians. The Lord bless you. The Lord honors you in Jesus.
The man who said that he doesn't believe in one Nigeria in the year 1997 became the president of Nigeria in 2023. That is Nigeria for you. In 1997, he said he doesn't believe in one Nigeria. But in 2023, he stole the power to become the president of Nigeria. Why a man, another man who have said Nigerians have not been treated equally, there are certain parts that have not been treated like they are part of the country. If we cannot be one, let us go. That man has been in detention for years, being tried for different offenses. That is Nigeria for you. So for those of you that don't know, that's what I'm displaying above me there. That's the news of Bola Ahmed Tinubu on April 13, 1997, saying to this day newspaper that he doesn't believe in one Nigeria. He said that, and in 2023 he became the president and is acting exactly so. Meanwhile, watch this video.
They said we are one Nigeria, but let me ask, in which aspect? When the CBN governor is a Yoruba man, when the Chief Justice of Nigeria is a Yoruba woman, when the Chief of Army Staff is a Yoruba man, when the Inspector General of Police is a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Justice is a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Petroleum is Tinubu, a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Communication is a Yoruba man, when the Custom General is a Yoruba man, when the DSS Chairman is a Yoruba man, when the EFCC Chairman is a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Aviation is a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Interior is a Yoruba man, when the Chairman Internal Revenue Service is a Yoruba man, when the Railway Corporation is a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Power is a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Education is a Yoruba man, when the Minister of Finance is a Yoruba man, then how are we one Nigeria? How? Tell me how.
So have President Bola Ahmed Tinubu not indeed proven that he doesn't believe in one Nigeria? Of course he doesn't. You cannot tell me that he's not different from who he was in 1997. Never. If in 1997 he said he doesn't believe in one Nigeria, and in 2023 he bought the presidency to become the president, and he has acted one-sided. See, every president of Nigeria since APC took power have acted almost in this manner, but that of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been at the highest level. Yet Muhammadu Buhari was also, the Muhammadu Buhari's regime was also almost a northern government, but it was not up to this one. There were still one or two persons that were not an announcer man or a Fulani in Buhari's administration. I mean, I did heard, because somebody's going to tell me now that there are some persons that are not Yorubas. See, in every organization, in every major parastatal, the Yoruba heads it. You just saw it on that video, didn't you? So that is the Nigeria we have today. Meanwhile, somebody like Nnamdi Kanu, who is reacting to things like this, because the Igbo man has been denied access to presidency, right? So you cannot tell me now that when it was the turn of Igbo, they also selected Igbos to head. So they've never been given that chance. And in reaction to that, somebody like Kanu will say, okay, since we are not part of this country, or we are not accepted as part of this country, can we be allowed to go? Let my people go. And he's been arrested, detained, has been facing trials for that. Do we really have one Nigeria? Obviously, we don't have one Nigeria. And every day that passes, it is proving that we cannot have one Nigeria. But what hurts me the most is this. Those that have made it obviously clear, either in words or in action, are the people at the helm of affair dictating things. Are we going to survive from a country like that? How? So please, for those of you that are very strong supporters of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that will always come at me at any given opportunity, I hope you'll be able to defend this again. If he said this in 1997 and he's doing exactly what you've heard and seen on that video in 2023 to 2025 so far, did he actually believe in one Nigeria? And if he doesn't, how did such a man, how was he even allowed to buy the presidency? I leave that question for you to answer. Use the comment section. Insult I also entertain because I will respond adequately. I hate animals.
A lot of Nigerians do not know the significance my family has played in shaping Nigeria as it is today. So I'm going to go ahead and share this story. Of course, this is definitely going to cause problems between me and my family, but I don't give a shit. So let's go. Okay, to start off, this is my dad, Yakubu Bako, former governor of Akwa Ibom in Nigeria, and this is his Wikipedia page. So this is my father right here giving a story to a newspaper in Nigeria. Let's go ahead and check that article, shall we? It says, Kanu Yakubu Bako served as the military governor of Akwa Ibom State and under the administration of late General Sani Abacha. In this interview, he spoke about the projects he executed in Bakassi, which former President Olusegun Obasanjo conceded to Cameroon, and how he made efforts to install MKO Abiola as president, what he knows about the alleged coup of Lieutenant General Dia and other interesting issues. Says here, I was successful in the military. I never missed any promotion. When I returned to Nigeria, I was posted to Lagos to oversee the 19th Battalion during the 1993 crisis. So this is very important because back then, Nigeria, there were coups everywhere, left and right. And if you wanted to do a successful coup in Nigeria, you had to have the guy who was in control of the 19th Mechanized Battalion, which they put my father in. And by the way, the person who put him there was my father's godfather, some guy named Sani Abacha. But let's continue. It says, while we were there, somebody approached me saying we should plan to topple Shonekon and make Abiola president. So yes, while Ernest Shonekon was then interim president of Nigeria, someone approached my dad as if you want to take over power in Nigeria, you need to speak to the guy running 19. He's the first person you need to talk to. So they came to talk to my dad about, putting Abiola as president. And my dad did what he did. He went to go see his godfather. Who is his godfather? Abacha. So he told Abacha about the coup, and Abacha said, you know what? That's a fucking good idea. Let's make this shit happen. Says here, you were a high-ranking military officer, but you made efforts to install a civilian as president. What informed your decision? Why were you trying to join politics? He said, yes, there was too much tension in the land at the time. That was when... So, people that don't know, Nigeria was trying to transition from military to a civilian presidency, and Abiola won the election. After winning, he was denied the election. He was denied the presidency. One of the main reasons he was denied presidency, I believe that's one of the main reasons, is he promised that the first thing he will do when he gets into office is apply for reparations for black Americans. Next question is, as a military officer, you were not afraid to meet with civilians, blah, blah, blah. He said, yeah, not afraid. Says, you made efforts to install Abiola as president, but at the end, it was Abacha that took over. Don't you think you were being used to achieve someone's personal goals? He said, I won't say both of them used me because Abiola was both sincere when we started. There was sincerity from Abiola's family because they really wanted him to be president. Long story short, the coup was agreed for. They said, let's go ahead and make this shit happen. It worked out perfectly. Everybody was expecting Abacha to give a speech on the radio and make an announcement and say, we've taken over power for Abiola. Instead, he said, we've taken over power and I'm the president. So as part of the guy who took over power is my father's literal godfather. Like his kids, we grew up together. They took us to school every day. Me, Mahmoud Sani, Gumsu, Reki, all the Abachas. We went to school in the same car every day. So that happened, and my dad was rewarded giving governor of Akwa Ibom. They sent him to go take Bakassi from Cameroon, which he did. He took Bakassi back from Cameroon, and after that, he was sent to NECON, which was Nigerian Electoral Commission. Back then, Abacha wanted to become a civilian president, so he put my father in charge of the logistics. He put his boy to make sure everything goes smooth. This part is very important. So he's talking about his life in NECON, right? In the Electoral Commission. He says, I worked there for almost a year. When I got out to the commission, one of the major issues was ballot boxes. So I introduced transparent ballot boxes. The contract was awarded to the person who went to China to bring the first set of ballot boxes. I created an office for myself at the airport in Abuja so that the trailers would come and offload and go for the sensitive materials which we were to print overseas. I told Abacha that since he trusted me, I wanted our security and printing office to print it and let me be responsible for it. So a lot of you don't know this. There was a time during Abacha's last time, there was a time when my dad was basically given the security minting and printing of Nigeria. So when I tell you I grew up really fucking rich, a lot of you would not fucking understand. When my father took over from Bakassi in Akwa Ibom, Nigeria was under sanctions. So all the oil we sold was on the black market. When I tell you guys that you guys who are praying for Israel to come in and destroy, there's no one in my bloodline that will suffer the consequences of your decision. We got so much money, we will run the fuck out of the country and go anywhere. You don't like it, but it's the fucking fact. I have no reason to add this part, but I just did anyways. He's talking about my mom, his Bachama wife. My mom is Bachama. I'm not even a full fucking Hausa guy. I am basically 25% Okanyali, 25% Hausa, and 50% Bachama. So if anything, I am more Bachama than I am Hausa. But yes, my father's family did not like the fact that my father met a Bachama woman and married her. They wanted to ship him a Hausa bride, and they are 100% responsible for my parents' divorce. Like a lot of Nigerian families, he tried. She couldn't do it. After years of harassment from my father's side of the family, she left. But yeah, I just want to add this. My father's side of the family is responsible for my parents' divorce. So yes, my father is responsible for Abiola's coup. Abiola came to him. He was the one that set it up. He was the guy. He was the architect of it. But his boss, Abacha, had to be the face of it. So my dad did everything. Abacha took control. Abacha took power. My father was sent to Bakassi. My dad took Bakassi back from Cameroon, and Obasanjo ended up giving it to Bakassi. By the way, do y'all want to know why my father ended up having fallen out with Abacha? When he was put as NECON, he had one job. During his trip, like state to state, he was supposed to be checking every state to make sure everything was okay. He was supposed to end up, while he was in Jos, while he was in Jos, Olusegun Obasanjo was supposed to somehow die. My father refused to do that. He refused to kill Obasanjo on Abacha's behalf, and that's why they had the falling out, which for my dad kind of worked out, because right after Abacha died, the next person who became president was the guy he was supposed to kill. And yeah, my family has played a very significant role in Nigeria, and a lot of you don't know, but I'm just coming here to share it. So when I say the things I say, I have more access than most of you would possibly realize. And growing up, I was that one kid that always wanted to hang around his dad when dad had visitors, unless he explicitly kicked me out. I'm sitting there, I'm listening to everything they're saying, and he always used to, I was that one son. But anyways, I just wanted to share, man. My family is very pivotal in Nigeria's direction. My dad was responsible for Abacha. Some low-key, he was kind of responsible for Abiola's death, because if he didn't accept that coup thing, it wouldn't have happened. He was also responsible. He's also the reason that Obasanjo ended up becoming president, because he refused to kill him. Now you know.
So guys, let's quickly end this session with some of the reaction on the social media. You must have heard that Igbo Town Union petitioning UN African Commission condemning ongoing demolition in Lagos. So Igbo Town Union has taken this bold step. I don't think Ohaneze is still existing. Igbo Town Union is now the one speaking. Ohaneze has been very silent as regards to the plight of Igbo. So they've taken the report to the UN and also African Commission. Let's see how it goes from there, because a whole lot of demolition going on in Lagos. Yes, Tinubu is president and he wants to channel more money to Lagos. I don't know, maybe they want to industrialize Lagos, but guess what? Why not just do your demolition in a right way? Try to carry people along, try to make sure that people are not caught up in all this. That is the question Nigerians are asking. You just come in the night and begin to demolish without compensation and proper advice from the people. You know, that is what Nigerians are reacting to. The handling of the demolition is not as if people are against development or people don't want the country to look good. But at least doing things in the right way should just be what everybody should be talking about. At least you inform the people, compensate them if need be, and then carry out your demolition in a proper and a more respectful manner. Now, there's still a video of the buying of Christians in the north. You know, the Americans have been the one spreading this news, because in Nigeria, people don't want to speak about it. People are scared of the Tinubu's government. You've seen Coca came out to say that Christians are not being buyed. And even for the past few days now, we've seen a whole lot of buying of people going on. And this person reacted, how dare this pastor complain? Doesn't he know that mosques get burnt too? Oh, haram. So this person is saying, why should the pastor be complaining that mosques are also burnt too? He said 11 villages experienced the same attack. I didn't see where he claimed Christians alone were died. The loss of lives of any one individual is sorrowful, and we all need to condemn. We all need to come out and in mass to condemn, to demand a stop to this. But let's stop framing it as Muslim versus Christians. This is what this person is saying, and Muslims try to make us normalize the killing of Christians by Muslims just because Muslims are also killing Muslims. Make it make sense. Can you imagine? Yes, the Muslims try to make us normalize the killing of Christians by Muslims just because Muslims are also killing Muslims. Make it make sense, honestly. You know, Muslims are the ones killing both the Christians and the Muslims, and now they don't want you to speak. Can you imagine? That is a problem. This was in Nigeria is indeed a crime. Nigeria is indeed a crime against humanity that must be dissolved immediately. This means the Boko Haram declares Christians must be killed and attacked to Islamize Nigeria, denying this alliance with the terrorists once backed by northern Muslims until Fulani in Middle Belt don't wield military grade arm. Don't wield military grade arm, targeting Christians for nothing. They are fulfilling this call. This other person here said, where are 150 members he claimed were killed? If he can make video of himself talking rubbish, he said also he should also make videos of those killed and buried. Where are the evidence? I can just make allegations without any tangible proof. Where Ode people are killed. We saw the video proof. I'm just wondering why these people are saying all this. Those set of humans going against the pastor speaking are the ones controlling Nigerians, and that's why nothing good comes from it. I've heard of devils in human skin trying today. I've seen one Oga do better. No one mentioned Muslim here. So these are the reactions. Some people are just denying the genocide going on in Nigeria. You know, it's really sad that currently some people are still denying. Apparently, everyone that speaks against the negative part of Islam, including Muslims, are not saved. No offense, but I'm really glad I'm a Christian. This government kept quiet over everything that is happening to Christians. That is the reaction. They said that pastor is IPOB. They said that the pastor is IPOB member. Another person said, God bless you for being a true Muslim. Where did they say Muslim did it? Bro, just become a kafir so we can know you are one instead of pretending to be Muslim. This is terrible. What was their crime? They are Christians. That's why those pathetic Islamic terrorists had to take their lives. My village. So these are reactions coming from a video where a pastor is talking about how his village, not only his village, other villages were ambushed by these terror guys, and guess what? They killed so many people. And you know that in the United States, let me take this from one Okechukwu. He said, true, thank God that help is on the way. This headline says, Nigeria is world's most dangerous place for Christians. U.S. lawmaker Nancy is speaking that Nigeria is one of the most dangerous places for Christians today. This person said, what pained me is the idiot that would join you in believing the U.S. will come and help victims of genocide in Nigeria when they have not helped those of Palestine, Sudan, Congo, Syria, etc. Mumu or better get paid people caught from the same propaganda cloth as you. I don't understand. Mumu or better get paid. Anyway, let me take another one. This person say help that will stop. Help that will stop, or rather oust the diaper wearing druggie of the coast. That's what we need. This other person say, all of a sudden, you now believe everything from the US. Same USA you were canvassing other African nations to ditch in favor of Russia. Will you be doing all this? Will you be doing all this? Had Peter Obi won? Well, as Nollywood, no pay again. Man must eat now. Bloody tribal bigots. This is what this guy is saying. Another person saying, nah, Igbo people, they push this news past. Why? Amen. Amen. God, please, let help come quickly. This person say, world most dangerous place for Christians. They are seeing the white supremacists as their leader, tricking stupid people to religious war. Very true. So some people are against this guy who posted this, that help will soon come for Nigerian Christians who are being plied. Let truth be told, Nigerian Christians are going through a lot, because if you ask me, I will tell you that if Muslims are the one causing all these problems. Now let's take a look at this other headline. The elderly woman here was admitted at a hospital near Jos when 15 armed Fulani terrorists attacked, kidnapped her daughter and other female caregivers. They dragged them to nearby hills where they were tortured and gang raped for hours at gunpoint. The victim who survived to tell their stories. This is bad. This is bad. Can you imagine? Oh my God. Yes, it needs to stop. I love the fact the words are not being mixed with describing the Fulani terrorists. Gone are the days they were referred to as unknown gunmen. It's about time. They have pushed everyone to the wall. Hi, God. Oh, God. Chai, what an evil world we live. What an evil world we live. May they die in an inhumane death in Jesus' name. Jesus, what is this inhumanity? This is terrible, very terrible, inhumane, terrible. The harm these terrorists have caused. Oh my God, this is so sad. This is so disheartening. Oh my God. So guys, you are blowing up this conflict out of proportion, inflating hostility that's between farmers and herdsmen for grazing land. So happens the farmers are mostly Christians, the Fulani herdsmen being Muslim. Your idiotic desire to relevance quest for gain is absurd. I don't know why this person is against this pastor who is speaking. You even called him stupid here for calling it a farmer headers clash. People that are killing people and shouting the name of your Allah. What does that mean? The desire for relevance, you see. I have been a relevant person on my platform even before posting this genocide against my people, okay? Stop these terrorist Fulanis now. So guys, this has to do with the ongoing buying. I'm just taking some of the reactions on the Twitter space. Like this person said, the Fulani menace has gone on for too long. Nigerians and the government have tolerated the Fulanis for too long. When will enough be enough? Or do we continue this way? All Fulani leaders are silently supporting the Fulani menace while pressuring the government to buy Kanu on a hate basis. I mean, you know, and this other person here said, yet we have government, and worst of it is we have a president whose only concern is 2027 election. My only prayer for each day I wake up is to thank God for life and pray Nigeria never happens to me and my family. Honestly, that is it. If you are living in Nigeria, your prayer should just be focused on safety, because anything can happen. A man that spends years in the bushes, which our source of intimacy is with a cow and masturbation, can do anything to get into the leg of his victim. We are finished. These murderers shouldn't be left for government alone to handle. God, who is coming to save us? Just tell me who. This is absolutely heartbreaking, unacceptable. No human being deserves such evil. It's beyond religion or tribe. It's pure wickedness. Justice must not sleep on this. The voices of these women must be heard. Armed yourself. Prayers cannot get everything done. Let it be an eye for an eye. For by now, we should be done turning the other neck. These Islamic terrorists aren't those you can preach to, because they can never be peaceful. Every one of them wants to be Muhammad of them. Defend yourself. So guys, this other person said this is horror about those bandits, that the way and manner they rape all these ladies in tales, and those victims can narrate themselves. Horrible than a government will now pardon them. It no go better for the government and anyone who pardons them and their generation. The day Christians will rise and fight, Nigeria will not contain all these terrorists. We are peaceful but not stupid. If the Nigerian Christians decide to go to war concerning the so-called genocide, they will leave the Muslim in the West, East, Middle Belt, and end up fighting against the Fulani terrorists in the North. Meaning it's not between Muslim and Christian, it's between Nigeria and terrorists. If it amazes me, a country that have never been working out for good of ordinary citizens, and people keep on supporting one Nigeria. If it will only take time, Nigeria will happen to every one of us in the way or in one way or the other. So these are some of the reactions from Nigerians because of this video of this pastor who went to visit a Christian family who were kidnapped, and these bad guys messed them up, kept them in their captivity and the rest of it. Anyway guys, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.